And today we have Prairie View alum, the Honorable Reverend Dr. Simeon L. Queen. How are you today?
I'm great. It's good to see you.
Likewise, likewise. So tell us, do you still have Panther Pride?
Panther Pride is what I breathe. You see my purple and gold bow tie just to represent today, but actually it goes to the inner components of who I am. Prairie View helped to sculpt my whole plight, and I'm so grateful to my alma mater for being present in my time of need.
Excellent. Now, what did you study while at Prairie View, and what year did you finish?
Well, I actually have 3 degrees of higher education from Prairie View A&M University. I have a Bachelor's of Science in Criminal Justice, specialization in juvenile justice systems. I finished that in 2001. I also have a Master's of Arts in Counseling. I finished that in 2003. And I also have a Master's of Community Development, certified in community planning and fundraising. And that was completed in 2004.
Excellent. Now, how did your time at Prairie View prepare you for what you are doing now?
Oh man, it is, I think it's the breeding ground for excellence. And what I learned while I was in Prairie View, going back to the old Holly Hall days, I was the last Mr. Holly Hall at Prairie View. And what it taught us was, first of all, socialization skills of how to communicate with diverse people in a setting that was so much different from my hometown of Port Arthur. It taught me how to become a leader. It taught me how to polish up my communication skills. It taught me how to actually create programs and events and how to be a catalyst for change.
That's great. Now, what advice would you give current Panthers who are at the university? How would you tell them to spend their time while they're gaining their education?
Well, first to the freshmen. Freshmen's focus. Your first year is your most important at Prairie View because it sets your GPA. And it actually kind of pushes you into the space where you're going to be for the next 3 years after that. It is, I would say, focus. And another thing I would say is don't wait to do what you want to do until you have your degree. You can do your business now. You can start a business now. You can intern with a company now. Anything you want to do when you graduate, you should start preparing for right now.
Now, how active were you as a student at Prairie View?
Well, I was pretty, very much so active. Some would even say I was an activist. I had the joy of being executive vice president for Council of Student Organizations. I actually worked with SGA, Blackstone Law Society, Sigma Romeo, the Fraternal Order of Classy Gentlemen. I was vice president for that. I was also a member of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, where I was chaplain. And it's just a wonderful field to be a part of such a great legacy. So I was extremely active, so active that I actually ran for political office as a student. So I ran for my first race as Justice of the Peace for Waller County as a write-in, and I lost horribly, but I learned a lot of what it takes to be in that space. And, because of that, shortly after, I was the youngest elected official in the state of Texas as a city council member in Prairie View, the city of Prairie View. So it was a wonderful experience. Prairie View actually helped breed something in me that I didn't know I had.
Now, tell us what all you're doing right now after graduating and gaining your education from Prairie View.
Well, I'm doing a whole lot. But funny enough, you asked the question. The premise of what I do now was the premise I did as a student at Prairie View. As a student at Prairie View, I started 3 nonprofits in undergrad. And I was the executive director for my own nonprofits. One was a CDC called PV City of Dreams. The other was God's Elite Ministries. And the other one was the actually Prairie View International Alumni Foundation, which I all started within the state of Texas with the fellow Panther Ryan E. Rowland. And funny enough, currently, by day, I'm executive director for the Bread of Life and for Temenos CDC, as well as a pastor of St. John's United Methodist Church. But by night, I'm an entrepreneur. I have a record label called Quality Music Group. I have 6 artists currently. And also I have a clothing line called Spiritual Boss Clothing. Premier spiritual clothing for the boss that is led by God. And a host of other things. I do real estate. And, I'm just that kind of person who loves to grow and loves to learn. So currently, I just love on folk mostly all day. So especially being with Temenos CDC and the Bread of Life, our premier service is serving the homeless. So we serve the homeless in many different facets, everything from giving them food to eat, to giving them clothing, to actually providing food fairs for the Houston community, about 1,000 people served a week, where we give 18 tons of fresh produce and food out for free in partnership with the Houston Food Bank, as well as free medical services offered to the homeless and the community at large. We do full-fledged homeless service where they get free breakfast, services rendered, all of the above that they possibly need to transition back to mainstream life. Also, we have the joy at the Bread of Life of being the licensee for the amazing 102.5 FM radio station, home of the Yolanda Adams Morning Show, the Cheryl Underwood Show, the Dave Koz Show, just a host of the Gossip and Heifers. It actually is a space where we actually can nurture and push forth more positive attributes through service. And Temenos CDC, which is a community development corporation in the city of Houston, it's one of 7 CHODAs in the city of Houston where we offer premier housing for those who transition from homelessness. We currently have 3 projects. We have a 43 unit, the Nose Rollin Temenos Place Apartments, which is 43 units. That was a wonderful space where 43 people are being nurtured who were homeless back into mainstream life. Shout out to Beyonce and Nose family. They gave us a little bit over $1 million on that project. And Temenos 2 is the building we're currently in. It's 80 units of wonderful luxury for the homeless. They moved from under the Pierce elevator or the bridge or wherever they were sleeping outside to a place that anybody would want to stay. Fully furnished, kitchen, full bathroom, full-size bed, couch, ottoman, everything from the plates to the dishes to the cups, anything that you would want in your space, we provide for them, even the artwork. So,
what is a message that you would like to leave, with Prairie View students?
Well, college days swiftly pass, but I think one of the most important things is to grab a hold of that you can't do by yourself. That you need a mentor. You need somebody who's going to plant a seed in your life and to help you water that seed to a place where it grows beyond your expectation. And I also am a firm believer that you do a task every day that you know yourself you cannot do on your own, and that it has to be a higher power to tap into to let that task be done. So it's not about you, but it's about you sacrificing for the edification of another, which is love. So I leave this with you. My mentor, Mr. Frank D. Jackson, he always said this to me. He was my mentor for over 20 years. He says, no matter the phenomenon that you encounter in this life, it will be a whole lot better if we just do it together.